It's New Year's. Let's get questions and get going. You guys got things to do.
Coach, it was obviously a tale of two halves. How were you able to keep them out of the end zone in the second half that you were not able to in the first?
You know, we missed a bunch of one-on-one situations, I thought, and you know, the play-action pass got us some deep balls and some missed tackles, and we just had a little bit of a discussion at halftime about doing your job and not trying to do everything, take over the whole thing in one big chunk, but play each play with do your job, be accountable, and be accountable to the next man. And you know, as a coach, I think, you know, you get to the greatest compliments you can be given is if your team plays hard and doesn't ever quit. And that kind of leadership comes from the locker room and the guys who are on the field. And these guys, you know, what we talked about at halftime was don't go back out there unless you thought you were going to win the game. And obviously, you know, that belief and looking each other in the eye and counting on the next guy, I thought, you know, I couldn't be happier to win and accomplish. Sorry about my voice. Accomplish what these guys, these senior group has accomplished. Something that they'll never be able to take it away from them. And you know, it's a story that really has set the tone for this program, this group of guys, and win 20 games in 2 seasons, moving to a new league, getting a new coach, just the whole bit. It's a tribute to the players.
All right, questions right up here?
Johnny, you seem to have a meeting on the sideline with some of your receivers. Can you tell us what that was all about, what you said, and what their reaction was to that?
Yeah, just the whole thing all night was just don't quit. And when we got down really big, the main thing that I kept stressing to everybody, offense, defense, special teams, kickoff return, whatever it was, just don't look at the scoreboard. Don't look up. Don't even peek up there. There's no reason to do it. The game is 0-0. Let's see how things go. Kept trying to reiterate that to them, that we worked hard and we fought all year. And specifically talking to the offense, I said, especially to the O-line, it all starts with them up front. So I said, you guys are dogs. You've worked hard all year, and then you're the strength of our offense. We need y'all to start pushing some guys around and making some things happen. I think they did a great job. And with the receivers, I just said, continue to make plays. We're close. We're just a little bit off, I felt, in the first half, and we settled down and stopped really pressing. And I don't know how many incompletions we had in the second half, but it wasn't many. I know that. One.
Okay, right here.
Johnny, if this is it for you, could you have scripted a better way to push the close?
I don't know. It's an unreal feeling. I know that. I know that the way these guys fought, it's unreal how proud I am of them. To come back from that, biggest comeback in school history. Wow.
Right here.
I don't understand what this game, but Toney, you got the seal on your chest. You don't want to lose to this team. Could you have scripted a better way, you know, for you to go out, you know, as a leader, you know, one of the primary motivators of this team?
I mean, first and foremost, I want to take my hats off to my coaches and my teammates. We had a lot of adversity in the first half, and we found a way to bounce back. Ending my career the way I did at Texas A&M is a great feeling. You know, it's just it's a blessing.
Johnny, will you walk us through that improvised touchdown play in the third quarter?
Yeah, we had a little play-action bubble pass out, and I didn't get a very good look. Darrell told me that he was open. It was an easy touchdown, but I guess the way things go with me, I like to make it a little bit harder. When I left my feet originally, I thought I was in trouble because I looked down and somebody from Duke was staring right up at me laying on the ground. And then from there, I just kind of, I don't really know what happened, just kind of shot backwards and bounced off of somebody, and then got out of there and looked up and saw Lab sitting wide open.
That's coaching.
All right, here we go. All right, right here, Gary.
Yeah, for the coach and for Johnny, were you guys surprised at all? I mean, you know, you guys were pretty heavily favored going into this game, and all of a sudden you find yourselves way down. I mean, was it just kind of a shock?
I thought, you know, I'd said all week, and I told these guys, you know, you get to this time of the year, you don't have bad football teams. And you don't beat Miami and Virginia Tech, Carolina, and win 10 games, luckily. You know, David Cutcliffe and staff do a great job. and that is a really, really well-prepared, well-coached, well-disciplined football team. You know, that being said, you know, you give them credit for their execution, how they played, how they came out. I had a little meeting with everybody. I think it's called a meeting. I thought we pressed early. I think we were just a little bit off, and they were on. And that's a tribute to how they approached the game, and they were prepared. So, you know, it's you know, I don't think surprise would not be the word. I've said all week, you know, anybody that you guys don't know me that much, but guys are around me, you know, if I say that I think that team's good, you know, I'm gonna tell you. If I don't, that won't come out of my mouth.
For me, I think the biggest thing was that when I came away from that game, and I'll speak about this forever, is I think that team plays with more heart than anybody in the entire country. I think those guys that they have on their team, they play for Coach Cutliff, and they play for their coaches and their fans and their university harder than maybe anybody in the country. It really was unreal to see how much fire and how much passion, how much energy they did having come into that game. But it's a real credit to them with how they played today. It was pretty darn good.
Right here in front.
This was for Johnny and Toney. What adjustments did you guys make second half to pull off that comeback?
The biggest thing that I kept stressing, don't give up, no matter what, no matter how dark it gets, no matter if they come out and score and go for two and get an onside kick, whatever the score got to, whatever it was, don't stop quitting. I'll never stop quitting on those guys, and they won't stop quitting for me. So that was the biggest thing, is settle down, stop pressing, and no matter what, we're going to continue to play our football.
For me, the biggest thing is we have to stay together. Coach Sumlin always stressed, you don't have to be the man, but you have to be a man. And as a team, we came out, and each and every one of us was a man. And we just stepped up in the end, and we made plays when it counted, came out with the W.
Back row.
Coach, you were talking about earlier this week how the young players, the freshmen, they're not freshmen by now after 13 games, but Jordan was put in a situation that he hadn't played, you know, he's played quite a bit this year, but can you just talk about his performance and some of the guys, the young guys that stepped up?
Yeah, you know, that's it's big. You know, you get confidence from a situation like this. You know, particularly from where we were at halftime. You know, the atmosphere of the stage, the national TV. You know, and I said at the end of the game, for these seniors, it's a big deal for them moving on and setting the tone. But for our young guys who played a lot of football this year and got on the stage like the one tonight, and national television with everybody watching and responding and not quitting, that really sets the tone for things to come. And a bunch of those freshmen that played, you know, a lot this year, they're going to have to draw on these experiences and get better and be leaders for us moving into next year.
Tony, can you take us through the Big Six, how to play?
Coach Snyder dialed up a great defense. Our front seven, you know, got a little bit of pressure, got the quarterback to flush out the pocket a little bit. The number one receiver ran a slant. I saw the ball leave his hands, and, you know, the rest from there was history. It's a great play.
Bruce.
Tony, what does it do for your defense's confidence, no matter how much you guys might be struggling, just to know you have Johnny on your team?
It's a great feeling. Not only Johnny, but, you know, the entire offense. You know, Coach Spav and, you know, Coach McKinney throughout the season have dialed up great plays. And it's great to be able to watch those guys play. You know, it's fun. Exactly, it's fun to be exact. On defense, you know, we have to step up, you know, and make plays. But it's fun to be able to watch our offense make plays each and every game as well.
Johnny, you do take the NFL scouts and coaches up on going to the next level this year. What do you think you showed them tonight?
I feel like I do they dared us to beat one-on-one coverage a little bit. So I know if the jump does happen or whatever the decision comes, they like to play some man in the NFL. I know that. So we did a great job in the second half. Receivers ran great routes and continued to get open. And I just tried to put it on them as much as I could. So one incompletion in a whole half of football, I mean, that's a pretty good deal by both, I guess, me and the receivers. But mainly, the biggest thing for the second half was up front. Those guys were unreal. It's just uncharacteristic of Mike. I mean, that's not Mike. So he's a little bit out of his element, a little bit out of his comfort zone. He was just a little frustrated and just tried to settle him down. And if anybody can come to him and kind of settle him down and get him out of that little zone he was in, I felt like I might have been the person to do it. So just tried to go up to him. It's a guy I've roomed with all year, a guy that I love like a brother, and tried to settle him down and get him to be the guy that he is, the incredible receiver that he is.
Right. Johnny, talk about your career at A&M.
Unreal. To be with Coach Sumlin and have him come in. Didn't expect him to be there when I first came to A&M, that's for sure. But it was unreal how things have played out in my career so far at A&M. It's been a blessing for sure to have Coach Sumlin and have guys like Coach Kingsbury and Coach Spav and everybody on the offensive staff that does such a great job week in and week out of making sure we're prepared and making sure that our goal is to put points up on the board and they have a good game plan to do it. So more than anything, I'm just extremely proud to have played with the offensive line with guys like Luke and Jake and Pilu and even just everybody on the offense the past 2 years has been unreal towards me. They've been awesome towards me, and they've helped me get to where I am today. And without them, I wouldn't be anything.
Coach Travis closes out his career with 3 touchdown catches. The guy came seemingly nowhere. What does this say? Well, first off, how proud are you of that guy and what he's done in your program this year? What does it say to everyone, all 105 of them?
Now, here's a guy who we gave a scholarship to during fall camp, and nobody even knew who he was. And then he has a couple 100-yard games, and I'll be honest with you, the offensive guys kept talking about him during camp, and in particular this guy over here. He's like, put Lab in the game. And I'm like, what? Early in the year. We got all these guys. We recruited the #1 receiver class in the country last year, and you want me to put Lab in the game? And he's like, yeah, because he trusts him. And that says a lot, and he's a guy that really represents, our university, and it really represents Texas A&M. Here's a guy that was playing with the women's basketball team and helping them as a scout team for the women's basketball team. Then he comes over and he's a scout team guy for our football team, and now, he's got a couple 100-yard games. And what do he do tonight? 7 for 76. So, I think he gives hope to everybody. And a guy that worked at it, didn't quit, plays extremely hard. And, I think, when you recruit and you try to recruit at the level that we recruit at, I think there's always room for that guy. And that's why we put him on scholarship during fall camp, and that was money well spent, obviously. And that's a great reward for him.
Time for 2 more. Right here.
Coach, talk about how Coach Spav technically play calling helps keep Johnny get your confidence back. You mentioned that the first time, the swagger back, and how it helped.
I don't know. You might want to talk to those guys. I thought, our game plan was good. We incorporated some other players. Cam Clear got a few more touches at tight end, added, really him in the formations a little bit more. All our running backs did a nice job, and our O-line did a nice job. So, we were probably a little bit more multiple with utilizing different formations and multiple players. So, whenever you do that, you have an opportunity to really heighten the energy level because more people are playing. And, I think, you like to see that with Cam because he can be a real force for us going into next year.
All right, 1 more. We're going, all right here.
Johnny, can you talk a little bit about, I know that last year's win in the Cotton Bowl was big for you guys, big momentum. What does a win like this tonight do for this team going into next year?
Yeah, it's unreal. Like I said, that's the word that I can really describe this game. From coming back and then getting the game to 3 points and watching a guy tiptoe down the sideline and how he didn't go out of bounds was unreal. Just talking to people on the sidelines, this game was unreal. NCAA instant classic on NCAA football for sure. So it really was unreal. It gives us a lot of momentum. Like I said, as of now, it's 2014. We felt like we got our first win in 2014, and it gives us a ton of momentum going forward.
It was interesting because I walked down to him when they scored, and I said, we're going to get the ball, we're going to score, and then I'm going to onside kick, and we're going to win the game. And he said, I know that. And then about that time I looked up and Toney was going the other way. So we eliminated that part of the game. So we actually did have that discussion right there.
Thank you, John.
All right, thank you.